Your poem. I have 16 amazing poets plus a feature to get through tonight. So we gotta get on and off this stage and make sure I have enough time to get enough sleep to be at work in the morning. So whatever you do, don't go over 4 minutes. Nuts for the judges. Judges, can you raise your scoreboard so I can see where you are? All right. Give it up for the judges. This may be the last time they cheer for you tonight because you have the hardest job of giving every poet a score from a 0.0 to 10.0 scale. 0.0 is the worst piece of shit you've ever heard in your life. It is trash. It kicked a baby. It gave your parents like incurable diseases. No such thing. It kicked your dog. It buried your dog alive. It did cruelty to animals in the spirit. A 10 is the best thing you ever heard in your life. This poem saved your life. This poem got you into therapy. This poem got your parents into therapy so you didn't need to go to therapy because they never traumatized you. Wow. Point being, there are not a lot of zeros, not a lot of tens scored accordingly. There's this thing called score creep, where all the night goes on and we are visiting the bar. You might get a little twinge. You might get a little twinge. And poetry starts sounding better and the scores go up. Don't do that shit. That is not fair to the people who at first when you were sober and vibrant. So to help you out, we will have a sacrificial poet, a sacrificial lamb if you will. They will go before everyone else. Think of this poet as your calibration. So any poem you like more, score them higher. Any poems you don't like as much, score them lower. Next, for the audience. I need you to take out your cell phone. I can see you not taking out your cell phone. I actually can't see you. I forgot my glasses at home. But I'm imagining that you're not taking out your cell phone. But now I'm imagining that you are. And that you're going to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at the Berkeley Slam. No, just like us on our social media so you can keep up with what we're doing. We have a show every single week. We also run other shows in the Bay Area. I don't remember all of the shit that we do, and I do all of the shit. The best way to keep in contact and keep in the know, keep tapped in to what we are doing, is to like us on social media so you can get notifications for our next event. And then I need you to turn your cell phone off, put it on silent, put it on vibrate. I call that the fun setting. Whatever you need to do to make sure your phone does not make noise. If your phone rings in the middle of someone's poem, you owe that poet a drink. Save yourself $2. Turn your cell phone off. All right. I'm counting again. Cool. Next, I can see you take off your cell phone and like us on Facebook and turn them off because this is a live show. I can see you. I can point to you and be like, hey you, hi, how are you? And you can say hi back. We can interact. You can let us know when you like the poetry. You can snap. Everybody snaps me. You can say, everybody say, You can say, let's go in poet, but the more love you give to this stage, the more love this stage gives back to you and brings me to the next display. This stage is a freedom of speech.
What does that mean, Jazz Silpin?
It has been like 5 years. I'll text her, what does that mean, Jazz Silpin? She'll just know it was you. But it does mean that anyone will come up here and say pretty much whatever the fuck they want to say. We don't censor people. However, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from the consequences of what the fuck you just said. And we encourage necessary conversations to be had with people outside of the show. You can have those conversations outside. We are Berkeley Police Department's problem. Matthew, please to God. Inside.
Let me see if they brought it.
You are my problem. I work at a youth center with middle schoolers. I have like so many problems. I don't need yelling inside to be one of them. If you don't feel comfortable having a conversation with somebody, you can have a conversation with me, and I'll have a conversation with them. Or you can talk to any of the other organizers in the space, and we are perfectly willing to have those conversations for you. We'll just have them outside. Okay, we have the rules for the poets, the judges, the audience. I need your help with something. Yeah! A time-honored Berkeley Slam tradition. Yeah! Word of the day. Yeah! Where we take a random word at audience suggestion and force the poets to jam it into their poem for an extra point. Who here has a word that they want to see poets use? Just yell them out. You say twerk? Flamingo. Yeah? Okay, so right now it's the time between twerk and booty. Succubus? I love that, and also,
No.
I'm very scared about how it's looking.
There's a lot of words you could have said that wasn't that.
And interested? Aroused? You work here, you can't give us the word of the day. You're not the audience.
Wait, I gave you pudding one time.
Indigestion.
The word
Upset stomach.
indigestion. It was a poet, damn it.
Indigestion. Good enough.
That's good enough. The word of the day is indigestion.
Oh my god.
Can you please come up to the stage and tell us what indigestion means? We'll do the non-poet person who did it. The audience member who said it. And then we'll pull up the Google version. You have to do it in your own words.
Okay. Indigestion, not being able to digest. If not feeling well in your stomach. Indigestion.
Indigestion. When things are not yummy in your tongue. Or, according to Google, upper abdominal discomfort described as burning sensation, bloating or gassiness, nausea, or feeling full too quickly after starting to eat.
Yeah.
Give it up for the word of the day. If you use indigestion or any of its various forms like indigestion, indigestology. The actual fucking doctor is telling me off. Indigestification. If you use indigestion or any of its various forms, you get an extra point. Judges, don't worry about it. Our scorekeeper will handle it. But audience, if you hear word of the day, you should cheer. Because it has us your word of the day. Because sometimes you can't hear it very well. Cool. That's word of the day. Are y'all ready to hear who's going to be competing in the slam? All right. We randomized the list, so if you don't like your place, I don't know what to say except for pray to whatever God you choose to pray to, and maybe good luck. But the poet shall be reading in this order: Betty Yeti, Summertime, Casey Ryan, Janelle, Dr. Maddox, Maddie Baby, Jerry Page, Phoenix Jolette, Esperanza, Chardonnay, Lamar, Owashu, Olivia, None, Queen Lizzie, and Scorpio's Sire. Give it up. All right. That means on deck we have Betty Yeti. But everybody say spill the blood. Spill the blood. Because give it up for your sacrificial poet. He is also your teacher. Give it up for Jordan Ray.
a college town on a Friday night. This gas station is a launch pad of sorts, a gateway to the rest of your Friday. Everyone here is grabbing their chasers, their Red Bulls, their cigarettes, Tums for their indigestion, the rations they will need for the parties to come. Oh, come ye weary. Wash yourself at this temple's mouth. Dispose of the heavy weak. Let the Circle K cleanse you ready for the raging. The cars holding the bodies themselves are actually fucking fidgeting with anticipation. The music in the belly of them pulsing. I am at the pump, surrounded by bandage skirts and meticulous eyebrows and euphoria glitter makeup, expensive watches, folks reeking of showers and cologne and more cologne. And people are wearing a lot of fucking cologne, but it's Friday. Their edges are filed so sharp and clean, and they all see me in a wrinkled t-shirt, gym shorts, and slippers. And they gaze upon me with such pity, as though they are stepping on to the last ship, leaving a dying planet, leaving me to the quiet fate of having nowhere to go. I got somewhere to go. I want to tell them. I want to grab them by their perfectly groomed heads and let them know that they couldn't possibly conceive the level of turn-up me and this king-size Twix are about to get into. That even though I'm not clubbing tonight, I am still dancing. You see, I am sober. I don't go to where the party's at, which is to say, I am the fucking party now. I don't need Friday or a night. A Friday night on Monday morning. I Friday night in the shower. I Friday night in the waiting room of my dentist's office. And when I do hit the town, a word to the wise, fear the sober boy when he dances. The sober girl at the club, beware anyone this drunk on survival to embarrass themselves like I will. I will back this shit up on you, and I will remember it tomorrow. That is the level of rage this gas station cannot handle. Look, everyone, including me, was waiting for the day a bottle would finally swallow me back. The night has been eating my friends like they were pills more often lately. Ian's funeral was last February. DJ is never leaving prison. Sheriffs came to Eric's house yesterday and escorted him to the psychiatric hospital. Katie's ribs jut from her skin like the Reaper's hand. She tells me she does the fun stuff, but she calls heroin the fun stuff. Addiction isn't some dance floor you can find and then leave. So if you're supposed to be dead, but you aren't, existing is a Friday night. Look at me now, gas station. I am still here fucking up your map. Impossibly alive in the twilight with a Twix and a vitamin water. My heart has been throbbing like a subwoofer for 10 years. This life has been the club, this gas station, and every moment after is the party. And it just doesn't stop.
All right, judges. I need your scores.
Everybody get inside.
Right. Until I read this out. Judges are back. I'm going to need you to do me a favor. If you write it bigger and darker, like, same with you. I don't have my glasses, so I need, imagine Idris Elba. That's how big and that's how black I need those. Because I can't see, I need the big, bold, black, and beautiful. Like Idris Elba. Perfect. Yup. That's a good routine. Black and black. All right, let them know how you feel. We have a law of a 6.5. Well, up to like 7.7, and 8.7, and 8.7, and 8.9. Fucking sports, you have to call it. And 0 points. All right. Judges. That was your first poet. You are now experts. I trust you. I believe in you. I know you will do a good job out of it. What the fuck was that? I'm giving you a new job. I need you to sway these judges. What do you do if you like them? But what do you do if you don't like them for? Judges, do not be swayed by this audience. I know for a fact that some of them are drunk. They were not handpicked. I picked you because you have a particular set of skills. You will use those skills to find your missing daughter. No! You will use your skills to get to the best scores you possibly can. Audience, I do not know these people. But I know that you can do your civic duty and participate in the democratic process and tell these elected officials what you want them to vote for. Is that how it works? I don't know any more about politics.
That's how it's written.
I mean, they don't listen. So point being, you're the constituent, and you're going to tell the politicians what you want, and you're the politicians if you don't fucking listen. Everybody knows their rules. Go America, on deck. We have summertime. So give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Betty Yeti!
Without indigestion, I don't worry. Where honest truth is passed on turning blurry. The cowards scurry under the cloak of night. I often give the benefit of the doubt like, oh, right. But this people's bazaar is too bizarre. Lion eyes and fake applause and makes waves for foreign cars. Who scars the perfection of pure intention with misdirection through elections and politics? From inception, I've been learning lessons. No need now in neglecting my blessing by overprotecting my sense of direction and introspection, so I go on my way and know I grow day to day. I don't play games of shame, it's too hard to name names, but it's the same thing that changed things. Many revolutionaries who were scared and underprepared and acted like they cared. And is it true that you want to call a truce between whites and mulattoes against the darker hues? These Jim Crow laws show flaws in our eyes. We're all the same all in all. That's why I'm before y'all. Call on the stars to stall on getting draws and tell your agents to put a hold on your cause and just pause for a moment of spiritual atonement together with the others who stand alone in the divine light of judgment. Move a mountain without budging, getting around the deeper question. My question for secret nothing. Who's next and who's blessed? And the best to hold your religion in your chest, close to your breast, next to your stress, to the left of the love you neglect to respect, or in the head where all you do is reflect it and manifest it as your destiny to come correct with proper ethics. Regardless of your method of expression, who's checking your regression and by what standard is it being measured? The wicked or the blessed? Are you informed or just guessing? Have you been passed over or selected? Accepted or rejected? Exalted or disrespected? Detached from reality or connected? Consoled in your time need or neglected? Who rewarded you for your effort to remain when you elected to check? Your problem is as light as you can get with your current sense of self, suffering through spiritual death threats. So let's get to what's next. Stop acting like training pets. They need to see the effect and stop running around in circles soaking wet. This is the age of Capricorn. Let's not forget. Shift affects us all, so we may as well quit trying to switch the fitness, ridiculous, existence, but instant reward with long-term punishment. Stop begging to run this shit. True forms of understanding. When time and space are right, I'll do it just the way I planned.
Keep that round of applause going for Betty Yeti. All right. Judges, I need your score. Get it wrong and lose. These are your scores. I'm just here to provide an alternate perspective. All right, we have 4 scores. I really appreciate you in the back. I really do. We have a low of a 7.5. A low of 7.6. An 8.2. An 8.5 and an 8.8. Up the scores. Give it up for the poet. All right, on deck. We have Casey Ryan. We give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Summertime.
why I skip so quickly between relationships, the answer used to be simple. I don't do well alone. With my thoughts, with rejections, with the image before the mirror every night and every morning. I fill every minute of my day to the brim, praying I'd never have to think in silence. Because somehow, the quiet is so much more terrifying than a flurry of non-stop activity. Not because overwhelm isn't scary, but because the absence of chaos that comes with silence is so unfamiliar and incites fear. Uncertainty lurking behind every shadow, time alone became punishment for not being enough, for not being someone's priority, because I couldn't be my own. So selfishly, I put that onus on someone else again and again and again until I fell in love with you. It wasn't immediate. In fact, early on, I had told you I may not have space for someone in my life like you. Someone whose love was not a roller coaster, someone whose words actually matched their actions, someone who may not be done with their healing journey but refused to make themselves my project a fix. But one day, something inside me cracked, and now there's no longer a hole in my heart telling me I'm not good enough, worthy enough, or lovable enough, because you showed me that the world can taste like something besides pain. No, I'm mourning because for the first time in my life, I finally feel safe enough, not scared enough to admit this. I want forever with someone. I want to fall asleep in their arms every night, someone to raise a child with, someone to show the next generation what a love that is centered on connecting, healing, and growing actually looks like. Someone who shows the world hope like you showed me, and now I'm mourning deeply and painfully because no matter how bad I want that, no matter how much I beg and plead and pay fealty to gods that I don't believe in, I will never get to live that dream I finally allowed my heart to hope for with you. Because as much as you give me love, kindness, patience, unconditional compassion, I know deep down I will only ever rent space in your heart. I may be a chapter in your life story, but I am not the person you picture your happy ending with. So for now, I will let the tears of mourning fall. I will forgive myself for living as the colic inner child with indigestible pain, leaving me exhausted from fighting a war with myself, knowing I'll never be first. And I will move forward, taking everything that you taught me, that love can be patient and kind, and although mine is tinted with envy, I'm proud to say that I know you, I treasure you, and I still love you.
Keep that round of applause going for summertime. Let's do it. I need your score. Got one score, two scores, three scores. I can't tell if the judges are agreeing or arguing about it. Arguing. Are we going to break the sisterhood apart tonight? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have a low of a 5.8. It goes up to an 8.1, an 8.4, an 8.5, and an 8.3. That's not higher than an 8.5, but I can't do math, so yeah. Did you get all that? Yes. Wonderful. Give it up for the poetry at every point. Alright. That means on deck we have Janelle. Who gives maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Casey Ryan.
You know, it's really no surprise that everyone is sad. In this corrupt society, we choose scrolling, going mad, over meditating and appreciating what you already have. If we put down our phones and actually exercise our bones, then we will finally see that human connection is all we need. No Wi-Fi or Instagram, just spend time with your loved ones, goddamn. Be yourself till the end, and your trauma will bend. This society is twisted. You can't believe a thing. Military will tell you, go get enlisted for the benefits it'll bring. But how about we just give those simple leads? I think that's pretty basic if we claim to be the #1 nation with a Statue of Liberty. In my personal opinion, we are far from free. But don't get me wrong, the South does have some pretty good sweet tea.
Give it up one more time for Poet. All right, judges, I need your score. I appreciate you judges in the middle that get your score up quick. Oh my goodness, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This night just got a lot better. All right, let them know how you feel. We have a low of a 5.8. Judges, be strong. Goes up to a 6.3, 7.1, 7.3, and a 7.3. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the Poet and never the Poet. Just one moment. We're going to call you up in the street. All right. I'm so glad somebody handed me this drink because I was just actually about to plug the bar. Who can tell me where we're at? The Starry Lounge. We are at the Starry Lounge. The Starry Lounge is a pub, which means there is a bar where you can get drinks. We have been on this stage every Wednesday, plus or minus a pandemic, since 1998. I don't know if you know what that means for those of y'all who may be mathematically challenged like myself. I put it in the handy-dandy calculator and it told me that is 25 motherfucking years. That's older than other people in this room. And the only reason that we have been able to be on this stage every Wednesday for the last 25 years is because people like you go to a bar like that and get drinks like this one and tip bartenders like the ones that we have here and support the places that have been supporting the art since the 70s. So, you can go to the bar and get a beer, they have wine, they have really good hard kombuchas and hard seltzers. You may also have non-alcoholic options like root beer, ginger beer, they have juice. I am a huge fan of juice, so you should buy me juice. Or you could, yes. But most importantly, you should buy yourself a drink, buy your date a drink, buy someone you wish was your date a drink, buy me a drink, the more of these I have, the better this show gets. I'm drinking the orange juice seltzer. I know it sounds very fancy, very kinky out, but they have amazing drinks. You should get a drink. If you don't want to drink a drink, I will drink your drink. So, yeah. Support the cloud. All right, on deck, we have Janelle. No, sorry. On deck, we have Dr. Maddox. So give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Janelle.
Based on my random thoughts on a boring day. I finished the page of a coloring book and plan on getting my canvas for a later project. My cat wakes me up, then falls back to sleep. I keep on noticing the center of my room being something I bought at a gift shop. My desk is filled with piles of art supplies and pencils because of my disorganization. My room is mainly decorated with my art because one day I wanted it to look like an art museum. My cat is boring because she sleeps a lot. I happen to just enjoy sleeping late. My mom keeps on reminding me of my weight and how she wants me to eat less. My friend this day makes me constantly dying. I miss my old star revolving lamp because it feels nostalgic. I think too much before speaking, but maybe it's because of me not being aware I do. I think this is the same thing as ruminating, but I feel like I'm not interested. I am an artist, so I tend to put my creativity into things that involve art. I learned to believe in myself and the art that I decide to do. That's it.
Give it up one more time. And give it up for second timer. We hope you keep coming back. All right.
Yes.
Judges, give me your score.
Don't fuck it up, judges.
Did one of the judges say too late?
Honesty.
At least you're self-aware. Most therapists, can only dream of that. So, all right, let them know how you feel. We have a low of a 5.5. Are y'all done? It goes up to a 5.9, a 6.8, a 7.4, and a 7.5. Scores, give it up for the poets. All right, on deck we have Maddie's baby.
Yeah, you.
Maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Dr. Maddie.
New shit. To anyone who still thinks that homosexuality just ain't natural, I hate to break it to you, but there is gay sex going on all over the animal kingdom. Orcas somehow find time to smash their bros at gay dance orgies between smashing yachts. Female bonobos have evolved enormous clits because scissoring is how they say hello. And giraffes do 94% of their fucking with the same sex, which gives a whole new meaning to the term necking, am I right? And lined up behind them are 1,500 other species, including lions, sheep, flamingo, obviously, penguins, dolphins, snails, and my personal favorite, the peacock. I don't know shit about how they fuck, but their name sounds like a Castro District nightclub, and we all know a fabulous queen when we see one. There's something ironic about calling us queer, when being gay is not remotely unique to humans, but homophobia is. Scientists have been observing this queer phenomenon for centuries and averting their gaze from something that so clearly violates the law of nature that defines sex purely as an act of reproduction. But ask anyone who has been eaten out or sucked off after a hard day at work how many reasons there are to fornicate. Animals use sex to relieve social tension and indigestion, maintain fertility, form polycules, to care for their young, but mostly they fuck because it fucking feels good. And this sexual fluidity has been found to be so beneficial for animal communities that scientists refer to it as the bisexual advantage, which coincidentally is also the name of my pussy. So how did we miss this for so long? It is easy to overlook an ember once you have snuffed out the flame. In the 1920s, the German Institute of Sexology curated a massive archive of gay and genderqueer phenomena. One of the first things the Nazis did when they came to power was burn it to the ground. Is it any wonder the most common slur for a gay person is a synonym for both cigarette and firewood? Flame has always been a part of our story as they attempt to scorch us from the pages of natural order, as if lionesses don't grow manes. There are whole species of fish and reptiles that change sex at will. Hell, honeybees have at least 3 genders, and most worms have none. If biology has taught us anything, is that there is no such thing as a binary. Everything is a spectrum. And the space between averages is where nature does her best work. How can you speak of natural selection and not recognize evolution when you see it? We were once chameleon, camouflage, fading into the background of a hostile environment, but now we rise to phoenix, colors, fans of flame. Your insistence on our mythical nature does nothing to douse the blaze. We are living proof that everything is a spectrum, even light. We radiate every shade of the rainbow. You will not overlook us again.
Let's go, judges. Don't fuck it up.
I feel like there's a judge that is protesting the audience now. I love a good villain. Which is like hilarious that you're choosing to be the villain, but you're also not choosing to give the lowest score. So like, I don't know, like the spectrum, I guess. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have a low of an 8.1. That is the highest low score we have had tonight.
Not high
It
enough.
goes up to an 8.9. A 9.2. 9.3 and our first 10. All right, so you remember a few poets ago when I told you about the bar? I realized I'm an irresponsible adult if I tell all of you to go get drunk and don't tell you to put some fucking food on your stomach so you don't wake up hungover in the morning. The Cloud has amazing food. You can get wings, you can get fries, you can get wings with fries, you can get garlic fries with wings. They also have shepherd's pie, corned beef and cabbage. They have a lot of good stuff. Like I said, there is bread pudding tonight. You should get bread pudding. Absolutely. Get everything on that menu. The kitchen is fire. Please support the kitchen. All right. So on deck, we have Jerry Hayes. Let's give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Maddie, baby!
Oh my God, yes. I know how to take up space like a woman. My brother took my piggy bank, pink, pretty, piglet, 24 bucks, and smashed it. I stay handwriting records of what I've lost. My desk drawer took the poem I wrote. I can't find it. It's about waking up without the shame. I chop up charm with bar boys and sell a handful of myself to the first person who smiles at me when I walk in the room. Even if they are a weapon, even if they say so. I need boys who worship silent women. I pray ugly to buckle me in and wrap my teeth in words that cut and come again like good growth, make me loud, makes me unwoman. My mother takes a victory lap. My mouth fills with spit. My innocent put her lingerie on and cried and then took a drink and then professed a taste for salt water, giggled through the indigestion and ate the bill. I have a 10-foot tunnel rolled up like Walmart receipts.
Wow.
I'm begging the polyglot, come have a look at my language, find a way to save me, diagnose this, take the drink, make the house clean, but I always rain check the shower, and toothbrush cleans the toilet. I stuck my body into the icebox, and what happened to me is reserved for next year's leftovers or rot in the morning. It's a matter of whether or not to leave the door open. My father took the kitchen sink. My mother took the color girl. College took the good years. Pacifier took the sock drawer and called it, "You're too old to need comfort now. You're grown now. Wake up and work. Sit up straight. Cross your legs. Smile, bitch. Dyke, speak clearly." But I've had a stutter ever since my tits filled in. And the possibility of a boyhood destroyed. No drywall walls, drywall holes to punch. Not cushioned by fat ratio in the right places. No more raging on the bottle, making a point, just drowning in the bottle over what could have cracked up in my sternum, cackling, laughing, and made me man, what I would do for that kind of right hook to my tongue, for my chest to take the chance of androgyny, my hips of safety and bellowed woman. Now all the dogs can smell me out. Find the farm, find the Rogaine girl, find Sleazy, find the razor's fence and jump it for a piggy bank or $20 or whatever. It don't matter how much I saved up. No matter what parts of my skin I take back and make boy, I'm caught in a cage or I'm stuffed into the psych ward. I don't know how they find me.
Wow.
My tongue said a prayer. Beg the sun stop, making me honey, pollen, sweet. Sunny bees, stop the fruit, stop coming to make me beautiful, stop making me an open book to rip the pages from, set me a fountain pen. A blackout, no moonlight night. I know how to take up space like a woman. Eat the night like a splinter. Post up, possum dead in the tree, shadow hunt. Devour all the things that come to take and take and take and take. I know how to take up space like a woman. Take up air like a black hole.
Wow.
If you do nothing at all for me in this life, name me right before I die. Cut the feminine off my body if it means they can't kill me anymore. Call me boy, call me boy, call me boy, call me boy, call me a boy who takes up space and spits and don't have to threaten, just pukes, spoils, sings, breaks, destroys, and people kneel, people obey the property line, people stop. Name me right before I die, name me right.
I'm a bad bitch and I got bad anxiety. Come on now. If you feel that, put your hands in the air. Trick question of all bitches with anxiety are bad bitches. We're too scared to be ugly. We stare ourselves in the mirror. We have enough problem. All right, let's know how you feel. We have a low of a 7.8. I promise you it's okay. It goes up to a 9.0, a 9.1, a 9.5, and a 10. 7 points. All right, on that, we have Phoenix Joette. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Jerry Payne.
Leaves are falling. The present is here. In this moment, we must lean in without fear. Gratitude is everywhere we look. As the clouds pass, the trees stand tall in abundance. The water ebbs and flows, as nature is a reflection of you and me. We must surrender. Surrender is embracing change, as it is interconnected with life. Surrender is knowing the sky is something we look up to see, yet will never truly grasp. Surrender is the clouds bringing rain, and you decide to walk through the streets in glee. Surrender is realizing fear will be in passing as we take the leap. Thank you.
Keep that round of applause going for Jerry. Judges, I need your score.
Shout out to the DJ.
Yeah, shout out to DJ.
Buy the DJ a drink.
Oh, yeah, buy the DJ a drink.
A lavender kombucha.
They're out.
Oh, yeah,
they're out today. I know. Cheers. I would have mentioned it earlier.
What's this one?
It's the orange yuzu seltzer.
No, Reggie said. Reggie.
I loved it.
Bitch, I'm ready. I
I
give up.
loved it. I absolutely love this. People supporting artists. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have a level of 6.9. I mean, it is 69.
Okay.
On the right side. It goes up to a 7.2, a 7.5, a 7.5, and a 7.6. Fucking scores. Give it up for the poet. All right. On deck, we have Esperanza. We'll give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Phoenix Jolie.
There once was a time when I found myself in a place where I didn't recognize the girl in the mirror. In the place of a figure that once was me, now stood a dummy. A shell housing all of the looks, likes, tweets, and likes that society has fed her. Her originality erased, her life invisible. She had assimilated. Gone was the little girl who loved kinky hair and mixed matched clothes. She had been replaced with 28-inch bundles, long nails, and the latest fit from Fashion Nova. Having been told that her look wasn't cool and too afraid to stand out, she assimilated. Gone were the filters that had been placed over her eyes and ears for her protection, for the world had told her that knowledge is power, and fake friends that her innocence wasn't cool. So desperate to fit in, she removed her shields. The influx of knowledge overtaking her morals, she assimilated. Gone was the queen, who once prided her body as a temple for her newfound knowledge, told her that virginity is a myth, sex is only physical, and that the only way to control her body was to give everyone access. So she became hypersexual and provocative under the mask of false confidence. She assimilated. But after a long process of replacing the lies, removing immoral ties, and learning to love rather than to despise herself, she looked in the mirror. And in the place of a figure that once was her, now stood me. All of my fullness and complexity, irrevocably unashamed to be a woman with goals, who values respect, a woman who knows what she deserves and accepts nothing less, a woman who is unashamed to proclaim Jesus, a woman who knows that she's blessed. I let go of the suggestions that they gave me indigestion and started to ask more questions. I reclaimed my style and authority, decided to depart from the majority and began to demand more of me. I reclaimed my body as my own, told these little bitches to go home and discovered true bliss in being alone. I'm finding myself. Find it, girl. My true self. A boss of a woman, unparalleled to anybody else. No need to compare, that would be foolish of me. I'm untitled, unapologetic, and free.
Keep that on the block on the Phoenix Jolie. Judges, I need your voice.
Don't fuck it up, Jesse!
I love it. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have a low of an 8.4. Somebody moved. That's the highest low score we've had. It goes up to an 8.4, an 8.5, a 9.0, and a 9.1. And never the point. And never the point. On deck, we have Chardonnay. But it's not for luck. The next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Esperanza.
I'm not doing enough. We are not doing enough. Do you hear about the protests, riots, and boycotts? Do you hear the hate words flung like the worst game of catch? Inflammatory slurs and nonsense phrases pasted on posters they claim there's one right way to love, to be. It's not about authenticity or being kind, but denying oneself and loving thy neighbor. But what if the neighbor is an immigrant, brown, or a stranger? What if this person, spine straight with hardened skin, como nopal, and a mouth that longs for the sweet words of their mother tongue, who works harsh hours under an unforgiving sun? What if this person just wants to live? Growing the food that sustains you, working a job you would never want to work yourself. Your country ships them here to work a land you didn't want to touch yourself. What about the nannies that raise your children to order Mexican food because that's what love tastes like to them? Does it give you indigestion to see all the that exist within your borders? All the people you would have shipped away to bring order to your streets instead of chaos. Imagine it. Imagine this country with no immigrants. Who would be here if there were never any immigrants that came on the Mayflower that sailed the ocean blue? I think about it too. Land back to the indigenous peoples who know the fluidity of gender and sexuality and respect that, form sacred connections with the land, poured love into each seed grown, prayed for the souls of the animals killed for food, and actively avoid waste. This is in honor of Indigenous Peoples Day today, by the way. What if we honored people over our pockets? Feeding America rescued 6.6 billion pounds of groceries last year, while 66 billion pounds were wasted by manufacturers, retailers, and farmers. With 34 million food insecure people in this country, why is the solution to deport away the people who grow, harvest, and cook the food, and make it so they cannot live in this hostile nation without growing spines like the roses they tend to in others' gardens?
Wow.
Why did we sell them a dream only to laugh in their faces for believing that life could be better here? That there's a place for them on lands that were more often than not ancestrally theirs. This government gatekeeps lands that were stolen and cheated their way into. They do. The darker our skin, the dirtier we are to them, the less likely they want any position of power for us, while we grasp for meaningful and lasting change. Yes, it's time to learn, to prepare and fight. This is a call for solidarity to campesinos, immigrants, room service, custodians, cocineros, citizens, middle class, all ages, all shades of skin, within and outside our binaries and spectrums, all of us here. If we don't fight for the least privilege within our society, we are not upholding our own ideals, or did we forget? We make this country what it is together. We're worthy of the rights which are self-evident. We're all created equal, endowed with unalienable rights. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The government gets their powers from the consent of the governed, and it is within our right to alter or abolish any form of government that becomes destructive of these ends and institute a new one. Or so this little document called the Declaration of Independence says.
I'm glad you turned that song back on. I wasn't done listening to it. You're my favorite tape. This is my favorite tape. I'm looking so good with song. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have love at 8.0. Goes up to an 8.9, a 9.0, a 9.3, and they did. Give it up for our poet. All right. On deck. Actually, before we move on, let me tell you more about some of the shit that happens here. So, I don't know about you, but the writing has been kind of chef's kiss fuego. Like, I was inspired to write. If you were inspired to write something, raise your hand.
Maybe.
Cool, because we have a writing workshop every Wednesday. At what time? 7 p.m. Right here on this stage before the show. This writing workshop is $3.99.
How much is it?
$3.99.
Only free.
Only free. Let me tell you something about writing fucking workshops. Those motherfuckers, as someone who is a professional writer, are never free. I paid $1,000 to do a virtual fucking writing workshop. And it was not even nearly as good as some of the workshops I've done on this stage with some of the artists that have come through. So when I tell you, you are getting thousands of dollars worth of time, energy, facilitation for free on this stage, I'm not telling you a lie. If you went out in public into the writing world and say, I went to a free writing workshop, they'd be like, what the fuck was that at the library? So please, if you are interested in writing, come write with us. It's super fun. We accept writers of all levels. We have writers from across the country come through and facilitate our writing workshops. Some of the work you might hear tonight might have been written in the writing workshop today. I don't know. But you should come next week to our next writing workshop, 7 p.m. right here on this stage. All right, on deck, I have the mark. But give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Chardonnay.
Sorry, DJ.
So a white person with dreads comes up to me and gives me fucking indigestion. Take up space for me too. You write about brutality you could never experience, as if your whiteness is erased by your queerness, or you think your transness erases your privilege, but it's not a fucking accurate narrative if you leave out your place in the pyramid as the oppressor. You don't need to speak on my oppression from any angle, but the fucking aggressor. Your makeshift revolution is colonizing my tongue, and then using it to speak on whiteness without indicting yourself, but all of y'all are guilty. Your hair may as well be a Nazi logo you can't see. Call it colorblindness, or the erasure of Black heritage, or manifesting something interesting about yourself because y'all love to take over Black culture while talking over Black people. If you were a real ally, you'd show up to the protest looking like them, seeing how white folks, the police, don't get caught on. Tell them, Sean, you'd be on the front lines when they come with the rubber bullets, or the tear gas, or the tanks. You would take the first hit so that my Black ass wouldn't have to. Or, at the very fucking least, you would offer to pay me to educate you on this shit. I get paid to teach. I don't do labor. But that's just life, y'all. Simultaneously upholding systemic slavery while also denying you play a part just because you got mad at hair you call dreads and write about trauma you don't experience. Go fucking figure. Everybody wants to be a nigga until it comes time to be a nigger. Then you probably end up like your hair. Damaged beyond recognition because you lack the strength or depth it requires to embody anything Black.
stay cooked right. And water 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You ever been inside a federal courtroom? You ever been to trial and fuck for your life? I think we're waiting for one more judge. Look at me now, it's like a German engineer. All right.
Keep that off from here.
You got a low of an 8.9. I'm gonna need you to shit. Okay. Sorry. You have a low of an 8.7. It goes up to an 8.9, an 8.9, a 9.0, and an 8.3. I'm sorry, I got that all fucked up, but you got the numbers, right? You got it?
JR, nigga. Ain't it a blessing? We made out of all that money. Joy roll, bitch, with the money long as 6 Young South, not a pussy nigga in the act out. Kill me if I snitch, I'm gonna kill you.
Hold on. I done lost my list. Give me 1 minute. Turn that shit up, DJ. Get the best of you, just get the revenue, nigga. Let's get to let you know what you got. Here goes some extra, so if I'm busy, you can make me and play dance me $60 salary.
I told him crack how to have it when it's over.
All right. All the best we got over here. We're gonna knock you some love. You never know what's coming up on stage. Give it up. For some more.
All right, this is called Sing All That's Wrong with the World in 1 page or less. I want to marry a man and kiss him in front of a Ugandan dictator inside the presumably safe confines of a church. Pimp slap Darren Root before the children of truth twerk and Oakland's goes down as I align to the slime of the earth. Status is a followable measurement because even time can admit itself as an illusion. As my clocks melt into liquid shawl, my mind refuses improvement. Final solution, unplug the TV, crack out the pen and pad, zone out, and turn on Spotify. All personal disasters can be solved with simplicity as I'm stoned on the energy of ancient samurais. It's cold out, but it's July 4th, and winter insists pressing its chill factor like Donald Trump is in front of a fake election. Requires removal of all snake erections and perusal of all fake directions, set the lesson, and working in the Pilates session. Overcook it, then sign the tax return, dissolve all treasures in the fade out, counting my re-ups on angel substance amid black reverb, fax the worm, travel to the past and grab the stern, let the pattern burn, trap the flag in a Fabergé urn. The Saturday firms judged by bacchanal Fridays and maxed out on sleep deprivation, soda, and YouTube while completely selling that cavalry scorn. My gas tank is full because I anally tended my garden and stuck pollen from every pubic flower. That every hour afterward is mine because I'm the master of Cupid power. If love is a space for toxic waste, sign me up for the cloud 9 under the bridge's shaman space. And I'll absorb the rain for hours in a raging hot shower and enjoy the winds of my starless gate. Burning crosses is easier than burning incense, and the logging industry is ball hogging the wood. And every minute of the clock ticks to the heart of nonsense and the logic that's shot calling in the hood. And every atom of respect for humanity keeps splitting as a slipstream keeps whizzing. Urination and satiation, because property is conquered the diner menu, while police guns keep clicking. While sticking to the guns, these black people dying, that's satisfactory. White fear is white power. America is not just a dream, it's a hallucinogenic phallic fantasy. Because only the good die over bullshit. Salute to CeeLo and Cujo. Shoot the fair one. I put my life in a super soaker and jizzed on the judge and jury for the cause of Pluto. Bring back the ninth planet, yeah, but the third one is turning into Mercury and Mars. Hotter than the cars in nice guy Eddie's lot, gridlocked in a parking garage. Hold the stars in your belly, but you will never be the bravery of a pregnant woman or single mother. Most public servants are well-meaning, but all bald eagles eventually become buzzards. Hatching out of TV and social media, everybody loves gremlins, but no one loves a mogwai. Locate me as a drunken pallbearer, lifting weights, getting bulky, carrying the coffin when God dies. Allah's eyes see through the female gaze of the future. Fuck your new world order. Fuck a hijab. Fuck a burqa. We are all queens of the Serbia's poltergeist orchard. Pick your flowers, pick your seeds, but I pick my spots like dots all over the bleachers. I don't color within the lines of hate tags and courthouses, issuing dangerous FBI poetry seizures. Teachers should be offered multi-million-dollar contracts. Because entertainment is fundamental. Ask for the truth, because all I'm doing is fucking up train bumpers, barraging the substitute with color pencils.
For Lamar. Judges. I got needs. I got wants. You're gonna fulfill them. Okay, so like the next line after that was going to be, are y'all my boyfriends? So like, I don't know. Maybe you should wind it up first. Let's not rush it. All right, I've got 3 scores. 4 scores. All right, let them know how you do. We have a low of a 6.5. It goes up to a 7.5, an 8.0, an 8.1, and an 8.3. Fuck the scores, give it up to the poet. Next poet coming up on stage, give it up for Owajo! We're gonna try that again. That was fake as fuck. That was fake as fuck. This whole middle section wasn't clapping. Like, damn. Damn. We gonna try that again. On deck, we have Olivia, but give maximum love to Owajo!
We hurt a black woman when we see her as superhuman instead of seeing her as a superhuman. Small space, infinite difference. When that space is missing, their positions don't listen because superhumans are impervious to normal damage. Their marriage to this malpractice leaves her misdiagnosed far too often. She goes too hard to be viewed as soft, and she is expected to charge in headstrong, fearless, and lonesome into battles unraveled in nearly insurmountable odds. So she is shamed if she does not meet expectations of never losing a fight, her face, or her mind. Mind you, she's supposed to have the mind of two because her alter ego must make people of lesser power feel equal, if not greater, until some real shit pops off and then you need her to be your savior. And because she's labeled as stronger and braver, it's okay for you to leave her to fight alone until she's winning, and then you come deep in and click riding and trying to bone, while inside she cries and knows superhumans rarely come in pairs. Seeing her in her triumph Everyone wants to share, but they just shun or stare when she's sold in struggle shoes. They wait while the world's weight is on her shoulders. No one wants to move between her and harm, backing down for bat signals like that's her alarm. So we don't even sweat the villains she fights, chalking it up as a consequence she gets for her power and might. Like, how dare you survive? How dare you catch all this suppression and thrive? How dare you be a phenomenal woman and rise? How dare you turn down guys that want in your thighs, but stay deaf, dumb, and blind to your heart and mind? Feeding bullshit and lies to the point of indigestion. Yet they have the verb to question. Yet they have the verb to question the source of your aggression and depression, like your cape is not threaded in oppression. Yet they dress it around your neck and expect you to rescue when they're threatened.
That's the fuck they do.
What if we gave her space to be human? See that her abrasiveness stems from abuse, and see that she bleeds just like you internally. She is perfectly worthy of attention, and your ignorance should not be intensified by her pigment. And grace should be given, even if her good graces isn't. Listen, she's not a superhuman. She's a human that's super. Lost in the awesome of her past and future, has us blind to the justice at present we should do her, and giving her aid and space, because you can't be a winner and lose her.
Keep that round of applause going for 012. Moving forward. Kitchen closes in 10 minutes. Last call for the kitchen. It is 9:50. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have a low of an 8.4. It goes up to an 8.4, an 8.6, a 9.1, and a 9.5. Public score. Give it up for the poet. All right. On deck, we have no name, but give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Olivia.
I'm Olivia.
Go, you got this, girl.
In 7th grade, I wrote hundreds of poems. This is my first one since. If it takes 100 hours to acquire any skill, how long does it take to lose it? When I was 13 years old, I wrote nonstop. I wanted to be a writer. I credit my inspiring English teacher, but I think I unknowingly had a crush on my poet friend. Once, she told me she read an anonymous class submission and wanted the author to be her boyfriend. It was my poem. She didn't like girls.
Damn.
But after that, we wrote together constantly, and when I moved away the next year, she wrote me a goodbye. It's still the best poem I've ever read. So I stopped writing because I felt I couldn't compete. This is my first poem since then, and that makes me feel so silly. I feel disconnected from who I used to be. I think maybe if I read her poem aloud, it will let me go. I'd like to read it to you. I know that it's supposed to be all original, but I'm hoping I can still read her poem to me. And I can be a little Where do the waves? We were overripe. We foamed at the mouth. We barked sunburned skin and ran back into a toothy ocean. That was the way we held hands and scraped at our wallets for each other. And the way you'd made me cry because you told the story so well. Do you remember it all? You can't possibly. You can't possibly remember the candy cigarettes. I was there. I was in the darkness, and you were in those hot stage lights that made the dust linger in coffee clouds, but where the air circulates. Someday, we'll be on the comfortable shore. I'll be like a dog lying in the sand. You'll be like a happy baby, staring at the waves contentedly, wondering where they come from. And I'll be frank. They come from the moon.
Thinking of your mother in the woods, you'll say, I love the moon. We'll agree, but you won't give up. Where do the waves go?
No, there's another side to the list. Keep that round of applause going for Olivia. Practice. Ooh. Okay. Judges, can I get your scores? While I'm waiting for the judges' scores, happy Pride Month, motherfuckers! And I'd just like to read our statement for Pride. It is Pride Month, and given the current political climate, the legislation that is targeting not just LGBTQ folks, but in particular trans and gender non-conforming people, we here at Rachel's Events and the Berkeley Slam want to make one thing and one thing only. Pride was a riot started by Black trans women, and there is no pride without transgender people. So, in an effort to highlight queer voices for the month of June, if you identify as LGBTQ, put a Q or T on the sign up list, and we will give you priority on the list. So, we're here, we're queer, we will fight you. You're doing a great job. That is clear. It's literally non-negotiable. Literally non-negotiable. Actual safety. If it's a life or death situation, just know I'm the one that's going to live. Anyway, can I get your scores, judges? All right, we have a low, let me know how you feel, of a 5.8. It goes up to a 7.6, a 7.8, an 8.2, and an 8.4. Fuck the scores, give it up for the poet. All right, on deck we have Queen Lizzie. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for No Name.
Don't take life too serious. It can all be gone in a blink of an eye. Blink. Now I'm gone without saying bye. Remember me with your indigestion. That's where I will die. Carry me on your shoulders like I once did. Think back to times I would relax when stating facts on wax. We all had choices, but who would have knew my last one was the last? See me in passing? No. Only see me when I'm passing. Oh my God. I wish I could have said something. Well, I am here. Yet you say nothing. This is not a matter of bluffing. There is no discussing. I just find where I'm wrestling with a transparent future me, dimming brightness with every passing scene, etching absolute circumstances on a temporary me, how obscene and obsolete when not even this will end my suffering. I feel like I've long given up on life and myself. If it hadn't been for friends and family, there would be no one I could help, because I'd be sitting back on the couch with no cares in the world, no ambition or desire, just me, no girl. Did I mention I'd be outside starving? I can't have my mom take care of me. If I do or don't, regardless, the blame's gonna rest on me. See, since a kid I've seen, it would always be my fault. If I didn't take lessons taught to find a new path to walk. The same energy yields the same results. If I only had my power inside, I just know I couldn't cope, because my support nets are the ones who keep me strong. Without y'all, I wouldn't be me. For you, I hold on. Just to break it down, I would break down by my lonely. Wouldn't have any needs, just to pack it up and leave. But you can't take it with you. What's the point of all that stress? I wouldn't want to disappear, leave my family with that mess. See, all the time my heart hurts. Sometimes I won't go into specifics. I rip my heart into ribbons to see you crying from the other side, knowing that I did it. Y'all the reason I got a mission. Yeah, I hear the claps and snaps, but they don't get it. I do it all for you. So when I lose one or two, it's like I lose parts of my dream. Am I selfish? I mean, I live for you, but die for me. Am I worth it? Do I deserve it? After all this time shining, are you the purpose? Would you build your energy so you can serve it? After you hide the pain inside, how does it surface? In my poetry.
Keep that round of applause for my friend.
That was not the right song.
All right, judges, can I get your scores? The judges right now. The judges are not going back and forth with you. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have a low of an 8.2.
I was so ready to move.
8.5, an 8.5, an 8.8, and a 9.0. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Not the point. The poet, not the point. On deck, we have Scorpio's Dire. So give back some love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Queen Lindy.
Okay, Queen, we see you. Blue hair beauty.
She's a 10, but there is no but.
It's just a pen.
Hello for Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month!
For all you bitches who eat pussy, this one's for you.
Oh, that's right.
Don't get upsetty, eat more spaghetti. Don't throw me attitude just because you're hungry, sweetie. Why do you gotta fight with me at cheesecake? Are you trying to give me fucking indigestion? That's macaroni. You can have my vermicelli, honey. I won't be angry. If your angel here was my food, I'd lick the plate, baby. I'd mouth Valentine on you every night. You look gorgeous in that rotini tiny skirt, and I'd love to lay you, then bake you, and go back and eat you 2 hours later like lasagna.
Woo! Eat me like lasagna.
Just to remind you, I'm not keto, casserole is my fucking favorite, and your pussy is ziti, my queen. Woo! Your tri-colored smiles make everyone else taste bland. I love you from head to tortellini. No ifs, ands, or buts. Well, lots of buts. Let's just say you are a fully stuffed ravioli. You know I love my noodles served out of the back of the kitchen, and you always bring me a plate at the end of your shift. We're like the dogs from Lady and the Tramp. I love to watch you put your mouth on my pasta. Whether it's linguine, Farfalle on this manicotti, whenever. I guarantee everyone leaves this table stuffed and satisfied. First course will be finger food, because who doesn't love to eat with their hands?
Who doesn't love to eat?
I got you, Chloe. Then I can rigatoni up something nice in the bedroom if you want. I know key your safe word, and I won't penetrate you unless you shove me, please. Have you ever tried a fettuccine in your... No? Don't worry, Bigfoot baby. I appreciate both bowls. Check, please.
Going for Queen Lindy. Judges, I need your score. Three judges. Leave it up until I read it out. Can you write it just a little bit bigger? All right.
You forgot your glasses, baby.
I did.
Sex-centric. I'm a harsh critic.
Okay, from our 400. Read it up until I read it out. All right, we have a low of a 7.0. An 8.0. An 8.4, an 8.5, and an 8.6. Plus the scores, give it up for the poet and never the boy. On deck, we have our feature of the night, Bodega. So give back some love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Scope the Scorpio, Sire!
Forever quarantine. Good evening. Please excuse the following interruption. The World Health Organization would like to make an announcement regarding their last straw. Touching someone inappropriately without consent is not the dictionary definition of sexual harassment. It also includes unwelcome sexual remarks. Holding you accountable for your actions is not cancel culture. No, not oppression either. Now, we're getting intel as the situation unfolds for the very last time. Please refrain from expressing your uncompassionate opinion and claiming devil's advocate. The devil has never needed an advocate. Also, it's not a personality trait. Officials state the patriarchy will not save them. Reporting live from the Audacity, I'm fed up. Now, back to our scheduled programming. If you're afraid by the Me Too movement, ask yourself why. If you're angry, you might need a therapist. If you don't have a therapist, one will be provided for you. This therapist will then lay out the following rules, quarantine edition. Given the current state of emergency, your outside privileges will be revoked, effective immediately if you don't know the difference between consent and coercion, stay home. All non-essential businesses are closed to you. If you don't know how to ask for consent, keep your 6 feet distance. Find the need to catcall or make unwanted advances, take your meals to go, with a side of indigestion. Seek to take advantage of the vulnerable, a 4 p.m. curfew is now enforced. If you're found constantly invalidating women's experiences, you must take COVID tests daily until you show no signs of misogyny. The CDC requires nasal scans for this. If you're found referencing children as underage women to justify your actions, you will be vaccinated in order to return back to society. Before you ask, yes, it has a chip. The rest of us will be given exposure notifications. Should you be found to have a staring problem and a tendency to make people uncomfortable, you will wear an eye mask in public spaces. If a woman consensually showing their bodies off causes an uncontrollable outburst of anger and frustration, otherwise known as a tantrum, you're infected. Please let your close contacts who have watched this tantrum and said nothing know they are also exposed. If there have been complaints about you not respecting people's boundaries, you will work from home. If this extends to individuals in your home, you will quarantine at a facility with like-minded individuals. Your quarantine will be lifted when the 97% find it easier to speak up than to remain silent. We won't be returning back to normal because in a normal world, tasers don't sprout from the ground, pepper spray doesn't grow on trees, and switchblades don't blossom. Society will be restored in the following order. Phase 1, being careful won't be nearly as important as being happy. Phase 2, the mental task of risk assessments have been erased. Phase 3, easing our limitations while we become accustomed to being limitless. So remember, stay home, watch your hands and mouth, keep a safe distance, and share your location with your therapist. Together we will get through this.
Keep that round of applause going for Scorpio fire. Judges, I need your score. Leave them up until I read them out. Wow. Score. Can you leave your score up until I read it out? I didn't read it out though. All right. We got a low of an 8.4. Low got an 8.4. An 8.9, a 9.0, and a 9.3. Give it up for the poet. All right. We have our feature. I'm really excited for this feature. It's you, baby. It's not me. Our feature of the night is Jordan Ranft, a good friend of mine. Oh my goodness. Before I read this bio, let me just tell you something about Jordan. Jordan is the single reason why I wrote poems in the pandemic. Because you reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want to read one of my poems? I really would like to read one of your poems too. And that inspired me to write, because I hadn't written shit when you asked me. I was like, I can't read one of your poems and then send you some shit from 2015. No. So you inspired me to write, and you gave such. You ask people, how is this poem? And they're like, it's good. Jordan's like, it's doing this right here, and I really like that, and I would like to see more of it in this section right here. Tangible fucking advice that makes you a better poet. It doesn't get any better than that. Not only that, best taste in battle rap, best taste in music, best taste in general. But I'm gonna read his bio. Jordan Ranft is a writer and social worker. Originally from the Bay Area, he has recently moved back from New York City, where he has spent the last 2 years completing a fucking master's degree. He has been practicing and performing spoken word poetry for over a decade, and in 2015 represented the Berkeley Poetry Slam on final stage at the National Poetry Slam. He has been widely published as both a poet and music critic, with bylines and pieces in Bodega, Bayou, Cleaver Magazine, KQED, East Bay Express, SF Weekly, and elsewhere. His first chapbook, Said the Word, is forthcoming through this summer through Wrong Publishing. I need y'all to give a nice, loud applause for your feature of the night, Jordan Ranft.
So that was especially for you guys, because I'm going to take an ibuprofen when I get home. How are you, Berkeley? All right. You've heard 16 poets come up on stage, so I imagine you have a lot rattling around in your head. So I wanted to open the set with the weirdest, most alienating piece that I possibly could. I like to lose the crowd in the beginning and then win them back. Also, I read this poem on Friday, and Tino fucking hated it. And I figured, what better way to show my appreciation for booking me than an act of unfettered aggression? When I say blood, you say feud. Blood! Feud! Blood! Feud! All right, so how many of you guys, anybody out here fucks with Taco Bell? No! Berkeley, I feel like it would be like divisive in person. So I love the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell. Woo! It's a perfect food item. And I saw on Twitter there were people out there who are known haters of the Mexican pizza, so I wrote this poem. It's called, "It will be difficult to speak ill of the Mexican pizza with a mouthful of blood." Jesus was born out of wedlock. The heathens found their own bastard to exalt. This Eucharist has no blood. I do not need forgiveness. I need rehydrated beef and beans pressed between hard taco shells like hands clasped in prayer. I need diced tomatoes that glisten like jewels spackling the hand of an emperor. Cheese so orange it calls the sun to split this long and dreadful night. How many men have gone insane grappling with the endless mathematics of a perfect circle? This circle is always perfect. I will drown what's left of my mind in its crunch and salt and chew. I am not trying to call this a religious experience. Rather, the first time I ordered one, I realized two things at once. There has never been a God. I have never needed one. I just feel like every topic has been covered by the past 16 poets, but I got the market cornered on like vaguely threatening Taco Bell poems. Yeah, reset. So I just got engaged like a week and a half ago. It was great. I'm in love. I'm also a spoken word poet, so I'm terrified of intimacy, and so I wrote a poem navigating that. And it's called Falling in Love Fucks With Your Head. As in, I woke up and could speak a language that no one else knew. All the words changed colors in my mouth. An oak tree grew behind my eyes and lit itself on fire. You see, the parts of me that yearn have grown around the parts of me that died. I stepped into a brand new body, and it quivers in the wind. Behold, the church window of my face, and you, a rock, sailing towards it. The doors blew clean from their hinges. You've set your cup on my table without a coaster. I don't mind it. I don't mind staining beneath your touch, the sizzle and pop of my brain when you crawl into bed. That I'm cliche, just a butterfly trapped in someone's stomach. I flutter my wings. I've read the book of being held. It's told me to be helpless in your arms. I try to say something beautiful and wake up naked with my mouth full of sweet grass. Last night, when you looked at me, I could have cried. I almost did. Each day I run a little slower. I wonder what it would be like to hold my arms wide apart as a train barrels towards me. I won't move. I haven't even thought to try. I got a couple. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a fucking poetry feature speed run, but that's what's about to happen. Thank you so much. Thank you, pussy-eating poet. Oh, yeah. All right, so this poem is called "The Worms in My." I explain overdoses to the worms in my brain. There is an old story that we still tell about a father who built wings out of wax and feather and then gave them to his son. The boy took to the skies immediately, rising joyously up like a prayer in a throat, the soft blade of his body splitting the clouds as the sun and its warm bell beckoned him further. Can you imagine what it must have been like to so quickly become unfastened from the ground and have the blue vault of heaven spread its arms open for you? The boy was overcome, lost in the sky as much as he became lost in himself. He forgot that the wind has no real arms to hold him with, that his wings are borrowed at best, that the sunlight can be so cruel in its indifference as to what it warms. I'm sure he would take it back if he could, but by the time the boy notices something is wrong, the wax has already begun to melt. The wings disintegrate and he becomes heaven's unwanted guest. Hindsight is a cruel joke when you are already falling. The story ends. He plummets to the sea. He dies. The father grieves. The sun continues to shine. And we are supposed to have learned something about pride or looking before you leap, and we definitely blame the boy for falling. He should have known better. What was he thinking? Scorning gravity the way he did, trusting the sky to hold him like he were a promise. It's not that he flew, it's that he flew too much. Where else did he expect to end up? Leave him. He got what he deserved. Leave him and our guilt in in the sea where it belongs. You see, a friend of mine had a habit of defying gravity in the same way. He swore he had found something that could bring him closer to the sun. The first time he smoked a pill, all his problems melted like wax, and he felt as though his feet may never touch the ground again. Much like any other boy gifted flight, he could not resist with the promise of more help for him. And so the pill became the powder, and the powder became the needle. And each time the sun grew a bit hotter on his neck, the feathers falling from him slow and in sullen tufts. I'm sure he could take it back if he could, but by the time he had taken the shot, it was already too late. The fentanyl hiding in the heroin like the sun hides behind the clouds. Hindsight is such a cruel joke when you are already falling. He stopped breathing. He died. His parents grieved, and the sun continued to shine with a ruthless indifference. And what am I supposed to learn from this? Who am I to blame? The boy for chasing the sun? The wax for melting the hide? For being that fucking good? There is no answer. There is no one to blame. There is just a dead friend, a sad story, and feathers that fall slowly to the ground. Alright, you guys start fucking with me? I don't have too many left, and that was definitely my saddest one. So, you hit the bottom, 2.0, thank you. I am version 2.0 of myself, the new and improved short grades. All right, this next poem, oh, I should plug this. I got a book published. I got a couple copies for sale. You can get them for only $10 to $15.
Only $10 to $15?
And the whole conceit of the book is that there are worms in my brain. There's no other explanation. I just wrote a book about there being worms in my brain, and these worms speak in poetry, and I want to read you guys one of them. Oh, shit. Yeah, the book is called Said the Worms. I'm not that creative with book titles.
You've been diagnosed with toxoplasma.
Is that the worm thing? We gotta talk about that later, man. I'm on the timer here. This poem is called The Worms in My Brain Explain Modern Masculinity. Man can mean wall, but man never means breadth. He has mastered the art of borders, but remains stupid as far as moving between them goes. If man is one thing, he's stupid. If he's another thing, he's impossible. A man is just a failure of his namesake. To be a man is to be the violence that comes when you name your failures, but you don't own them. Man eats himself like a communion wafer. He is recursive as the ideas he is taught. The Father begets the Son, and the Son eats the Father's words like ash he is mistaken for snow. You see, the Son is the idea, but the idea is just a disease that is a metaphor for itself. This must be confusing to you, to be eaten slowly by a machine that your father built, a legacy and kingdom kept rigidly perfect for your arrival. Masculinity offers you dominion over everything except your throat, which must be kept beneath the boot. Have you ever wondered why you were taught to fight but never cried? Isn't it funny how when you break something, it starts to look more like you? Why are you still waiting for someone else to clean up the mess you have been taught to make? Your masculinity explains a wall, and then it punishes you for naming it. Another word for man is punishment. There are so many ways to escape, but why would you? Look how much power the impossibility of your failure affords you. What a miserable creature. What a mighty kingdom. What a terrible choice to be the body and the shadow pinned beneath it. Man is always making terrible choices, the worst of which was to become the poison before he died from it. Man made God, and then made God make man with the power to name everything except what hurts him. Identity describes a wet breath as it hovers on the other side of a wall. It's just context at its least helpful. Man has never written anything that was not a metaphor for warfare. What tool has proven useful without first being sculpted by flames? Watch. The forest is burning. The name for every plant and animal already forgotten. Yeah! I have time for one more. Yeah, you got one more. Yeah, one more. with you guys, but
Do it!
But this is something I really feel strongly about, and it's that I fucking hate my landlord.
Yes!
Yeah, I think she's the worst person who's ever lived. And my therapist told me that I was so angry I had to express myself creatively, so I wrote this poem and read it to her. She said I processed it well. Anyway, this is my last poem of the night. You guys have been on a very scatterbrained journey with me, so I just want to give this to you as like a rallying cry, which is that you should curse your landlord. This is called Litany of Curses for My Landlord. May every drain swell and clot with grease, and your faucet sputter endlessly. May the water smell like pennies and leave a film on every plate. I burn a stalk of sugar cane above the bones of a bat, and I ask that your silverware go missing. For your vegetables to wilt and spoil 5 minutes after you have put them away, I draw an ancient symbol beneath your welcome mat. It's a charm that makes movies less funny. For you to forget the lyrics to your favorite song, may your dinner always be cold. May every slice of pizza you eat have a fucked up cheese to sauce ratio so that the crust gets soggy and it feels like you're eating Elmer's glue smeared across wet cardboard. I summon the faint smell of smoke to every room in your house and ask that your carbon monoxide detector chirps suspiciously at strange hours of the night. May you lose 10 square feet of living space every calendar year. May you need a new prescription for your glasses every 30 days. I saw you wearing a dead Kennedy shirt in front of the building last week. May the irony of that be lost on you. I command every mirror to show you snakes and money dipped in blood. I summon every small displeasure I can think of, and I unleash them in your home like a cloud of insects, bed bugs in the mattress, termites in the wall, cockroaches, the Brazilian kind that fucking fly and scream, and every shoe and pocket. May a plague fall into your most comfortable spaces like my paycheck falls into your hand. I am no tenant. I am an omen, a pestilence that pays too much for us to be having this argument about turning on the fucking heat. Rent is in the mail. The envelope is full of baby teeth and spider's legs. There's no occult significance to that. I just hope it makes you uncomfortable. I hope you are uncomfortable today and every day that follows. I ask the sun to bend around your windows, for the night to be full of clicks and whistles. I hope you meet Jello Biafra, original frontman of the Dead Kennedys, and he calls you a fucking cop, you fucking cop. May the radiators whisper cruelties to you. May your future be full of bad knees and tax audits. You have cast your die and staked your claim, so may the stairwell smell like piss. May you get what's coming to you, and by that I mean I will be pooping in the bathtub on the last day of my week. Thank you very much, Berkeley.
Give it up one last time for Jordan Ray. Can we get like up landlords on three? 1, 2, 3. All right. We are going to move into the second round. Judges, can you raise your scoreboard so I can see that you're still here? 4 judges, 5 judges. Oh no, you don't get to go inside. That was just a feature. We stayed 3 here. All right, we have reached the money round. I have $200 in cash prizes to give out tonight. And we are going to decide who of those can each of the top 5 poets from round 1 into round 2. And they will be reading in reverse order of appearance, so the first will be last and the last will be first. And they will be reading in this order. We have Scorpio Style. We have Owaju. We have Sarnay. We have Esperanza. We have Phoenix Jolet. Everyone who's touching this stage in the second round. But to help you out, we're going to have another sacrificial poet, someone to recalibrate these judges. So everybody say, feel the blood. And give it up for your sacrificial poet, Reggie. Wait, where's Reggie?
You look like the host.
Certified with the most here. You need a fill in? Shit. When my brother tells me that Marva said that her pronouns are nigger, I felt that shit.
I felt that shit too.
Because my pronouns are nigga too. My gender is a grape swisher and a 40 by noon. There's a whole hood having a block party in front of the liquor store at 2 a.m. My gender says fuck the rules. Fuck the oppressor. Fuck anyone not from my block literally with binders and makeup. My gender will still fuck a bitch up without smearing my lipstick because my gender grew up fighting for to survive. My gender knows curled fists and painted nails. Long pretty hair pulled back into a messy bun because I caught that motherfucker that was misgendering me on Facebook and I told him hands on sight. My gender knows to keep its hands in sight. When shopping, or walking, being stopped by the police knows that my hashtag will always wear the wrong pronouns. And my mother will always mourn the son. My gender will keep itself quiet so she doesn't lose a daughter too. My gender is a nigga that can't call itself trans because that's always felt like a white word. Don't sit well on a black tongue, don't get used in black conversation or seen on black television, so my gender has always been its own role model. Makes a space just for me to survive. My gender is a black power fist at a pride parade. My gender says all cops are bastards. Yes, even the ones you are thinking of. Yes, even the queer ones. My gender knows how many gay cops murdered black boys last year. There's a rainbow flag drenched in its own blood. My gender is first death, then a resurrection. Is the unraveling of a black boy into something beautiful. My gender is graveyard and garden. It's headstone and headlights and head bowed in prayer. My gender is a prayer, which means my gender must be holy. My gender must be sacred. My gender must be God, which means my gender must be a nigger. It is, after all, the blackest thing I have ever known.
My gender is the nigga.
I fuck with you.
You're my favorite.
All right, Judges, can I get your score?
That's your favorite gender? Mine. Thank you.
I'm missing a judge. I had a judge in this week.
Oh no.
Maybe in the rest. Can someone write a random score on there? I don't care who. Yeah, you can be a judge. Now you don't have to fight with your sister over it. You can give the score that you want. All right, I have 4 scores. Leave it up real quick so I can read it out. All right.
Shit, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, I don't have you guys. Yeah. You got another 4.0. A 9.2, a 9.3, and a 9.3. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet and every poet. All right, that means on deck we have Oahu. We get maximum love for the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Scorpio Sire.
Continuously named. They speak of this entity, justice. She sounds wonderful. Closure says she has the potential to heal wounds, dry eyes, and tame hearts. When can we meet her? Please hold, Closure says. Next caller. Hello, I'm looking for justice. Can somebody introduce us? No, you must earn her. Earn her. Okay, I'll recruit her good friend, accountability. No need, she's on vacation until further notice. Vacation? This ain't no 9 to 5, ma'am. You're getting angry. Please calm down. I'll let you know what you need to do before meeting the untouchable. Step 1, report your loss door to door. That's the media's job. Ma'am, the media's on paternity leave indefinitely. Indefinitely. Who's the partner? Justice, aka the untouchables. Keep up. Well, what is Justice pregnant with? A pause. But most times she miscarries for your kind. Step 2, protect the truth your eyewitnesses shared. Protect from what? Accountability's cousin, reasonable doubt. He's on the clock 24/7. Okay, that's fine as long as there is no step 3. Justice comes in now, right? Right? Hello, Closure? You there? Justice? For the woman that didn't get a hashtag, never made it to the news, or received their justice, I am sorry. I'm sorry we live in a world where your death is overlooked. As if you haven't moved mountains and saved lives for a nation that's so quick to sacrifice yours. As if every Black woman before you hasn't already paid the price. This unrelenting debt of Blackness. You matter. You're loved. You deserve better. And I know it's not enough. Enough would mean that you and I still have the possibility of meeting through our shared dreams, of connecting through our shared experiences. Enough would mean equality, not blood money. Another memory stolen from us and replaced with the broken record of injustice. Your humanity is worth more than serving as a social conscience. Don't lose hope though. Allow me to remind you of the magic that is Black women. Similar to an anastomoses, we intersect in a beautifully complicated fashion. When it comes to matters of the heart of our circulation, we are all in. A multitude of arteries and veins, advocates and allies serving the same volume, same purpose. Routes for blood flow in the case that blood vessels get compromised, and paths for collective liberation in situations of oppression. They can cut our lives, this body, this intricate network of a vessel, but your legacies will always live through us. Same volume, same purpose. You'll never be forgotten as long as we breathe. We are Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Rhea Milton, Dominique Remy Fells. So allow me to start the next hashtag, still here.
Keep that up. Scorpio fire. I'm a little dressed.
Yay, man, but they local. Everybody sing the song. Yay, man, but they local. We ain't got the problem, it's local. Yeah, pretty, but I'm local. The live got me moving slow-mo.
Let me go DJ, everybody. All right. Keep your chords out until I can read them. I got 4 scores. Waiting on the last judge. Put the score up. 9 scores. Who's that last score? All right, let them know how you feel. We got a low of 5.0. If we drop the high score, we drop the low score. It goes up to an 8.5, an 8.8, an 8.9, and a 9.2. Fuck the score. Give it up for the poet and never the point. The poet and never the point. All right, on deck. Yes, Chardonnay. So give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Owasu.
Given the scent of gasoline, I'm drenching your most vivid dreams in a river of nitroglycerine, hoping to blow them beyond bits or even smithereens because both destinations seem too familiar. See, for this relation, C4 detonations use this filler. Not only will I obliterate the bridge, but I will shoot to kill the builder. To dissuade reconciliation, I'm breaking atoms to make a chasm with no pass in sight. It may sound asinine, but I wouldn't let you close enough to kiss my black behind. In fact, I'm fine with carving from my body the flesh wherever yours came in contact with mine. And I will find it sincerely revolting. If these lines to you are merely insulting, I will have undershot my mark by far. If your heart does not rot like my scars, smiling while I cursed you. I would hurt myself to hurt you. Plus bring heaven, time, and earth to undo the circumstances which birthed you. For humans, there has never been a more perfect fate. If there's an incinerating basement beneath hell's subway just for you, there's never been a more perfect fate than for me to laugh and bask in your ashes is more than I can ask, since I would pass on everlasting happiness for a chance to crash your plane when you're flying high. Or toast to your promotion as we both drink a glass of cyanide. Then I spit it back in your face and act okay just long enough to watch you pass away and spite you. If all you had left in this existence were my direct threats and poetic sentences, I promise I wouldn't write you. I'd give myself rabies that bite you. I hate people on Facebook and Insta who like people who like you. Beyond roast, I'd ignite you literally. I've stopped ways to kill you spiritually. Seriously, hearing things that even rhyme with your name make my fist clench. If you were on the side of the road, I'd be the highway patrol that end your black soul in an instant. Your existence is so offensive, this is barely indicative of my vindictive sentiments. I hate you beyond all the ways listed. I hate you broken, I hate you complete, I hate you closed and open, I hate you deep, I hate you hot, I hate you cold, I hate you long time, I hate the thought of you getting old, I hate you blind, I hate you lucid, I hate you wise, I hate you foolish, I low-key hate you emphatically. I once overloved you, now I overloved you, so I hate you mathematically. I hate you calculated, I hate you reckless. I use poetry to hate you with invective. Nightmares of you blessed threaten my rest, since my hate doesn't take a break for a second. I want someone infinitely close to your soul to do their best to disrespect it. I'd be a saint to control entry into heaven's gate, just to say to your face, you've been rejected. You gave me life and gave me deuces. You left me strife, and now the truth is, if I hate you so not to miss you, that makes me a pop with father issues. And it's strange to say I hate you so not to love you, and I hate to not to love you, but that's the place where we have come to, since you couldn't make one move in the right direction, using my forgiveness and kindness as your weapon. So with no cheeks or cares to turn or give, I doubt I find peace, even if you burn with this bridge. But that's not to say that I would walk away or shudder at the thought of watching you fillet. In fact, after seeing me smirk, that would be the first time I mean the words, Happy Father's Day.
Hell yeah!
Keep that round of applause going for Owasu. All right, I have one score. All right. Let me know how we feel. We got a low of an 8.7. Goes up to an 8.8, an 8.8, a 9.0, and a 9.2. Fuck the scores. Give it up to the poets. All right, on that. We have Esperanza. So give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up. We're starting. Hey!
asked the female daddy long leg is being called daddy translates to an erasure of her womanhood. I think it's the same reason no one bothered to learn her language. And for some reason, it's always a queer, non-binary person lacking color as much as they lack respect for boundaries. Unless we're talking about the borders their ancestors built with the same hands they used to strip the tongues out of the mouths of mine for generations. Their blood in my mouth runs over, a drop for every refusal to abide by this demon tongue. It does not contain a word divine enough to define me. My ancestral memory is so blurry, I can't recall what language those before me preferred to speak. And now that it's damn near out of reach, you conscientiously ask me what my references are. Bet. I am Oshun. The manly woman, the water you must drink that will also fucking drown you if you even think about disrespecting me. Now, look at you apologizing. You can keep your sorries unless they're in the form of money, because knowing better has never been cause for y'all to do better. But why did nobody bother to ask the female daddy long leg if being called daddy translates to an erasure of her womanhood? No one bothered to learn her language. The word for father is also the word for mother. There is no translation. So I asked the female daddy long leg if being called daddy has any effect on her so-called womanhood, and she laughed, said, white folks always think what they call us could ever possibly change us. But we've always been more than woman or man, transcending beyond the umbrella of trends that's just more fucking demon tongue. And yet, my blood spills in my mouth every time I say, here's some fucking pronouns for you to call me anyway. Yeah!
Keep that round of applause going for Chardonnay. Judges, I need a score. All right. Okay. So I know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm buying new fucking markers.
I just bought some too. Like.
No, I heard you. I'm just trying to figure out why you all making my business. Calling me out and shit. My glasses are at home next to my bed. All right, let them know how you feel. We got a low of a 5.0. It goes up to an 8.2, a 9.0, a 9.1, and a 9.2. But the scores, give it up for the poet. The poet and the points. All right, on deck. We have the last poet of the night, Phoenix Jolette. We give maximum love to our penultimate poet. Give it up for Esperanza.
I fell more in love this week. Cheeks rosy, hips merry, love a verb, action. Now, person, place, and thing, proper as in finally. Love a fill in the blank, process of elimination, where isn't although kind of thing. Love a detail, tapestry, singular, plural, full body experience, centralized in certain places. Fell in multiple ways. Overboard, under, tripped, tapped in, recognized beauty around and in me. I see myself best through community. Made the mistake of pushing permanency onto the passing tides. I've made the mistake of believing letting my heart roam openly, freely, was anything less than I deserve. This week a rebirth, death, passing, slipping past my fingers, grasping double-fisted for my wide-eyed dreams come true. Blessings gifted into my presence, my gratitude all-encompassing. I can imagine myself from the outside perspective. dressed in the brightest, warmest colors in a warm, vibrant room, living an art form. Poetry in free-form verses as an everyday occurrence, lips vivid, a whole body alight, finding light in troubling times, a renaissance baddie, sweet like honey, surprise, her spice of choice. Wit balances on her tongue, along with an embrace of patience. Her clouds float through the horizons of her mind, adding dimensions of compassion to her sunsets. And of course, humanity in glorious imperfection. She is exactly where she is meant to be. Curves within just so, she is sure. Brown eyes and skin, a welcome project. A familiar revelation, an exciting temptation. I can imagine myself from the outside perspective of someone who loves me, openly, freely, who wouldn't want that. To be loved with a sure heart, open, freely, finally.
Get it on.
Let's go.
Keep that round of applause going for Esperanza. All right.
Where are your glasses, baby?
My glasses are at home.
Oh, shit. Did we already establish that?
Yeah.
All right. Do you need to see an eye problem?
No, I think I can see all the scores. Just waiting for one more. All right, let them know how you feel. We have a low of 7.5. Low of 8.0, and 8.6, and 8.7, and a 9.0. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet and never the point. All right.
Hell yeah.
On deck, we got figuring out who won the money in my pocket. We'll give maximum love to our last poet of the night. Give it up for Phoenix Jolette.
Hi again.
Hey.
Welcome back.
This here is an invitation to all of you to try. Try to tell me a thing about life. Try to tell me a thing other than its mystery. Try to tell me a thing other than its beauty. Try to tell me a thing other than its pain. Try to tell me a thing about why. Why I was created, why at times I am elated that I've made it this far, and at other times I feel the urge to die. Tell me when I wear this see-through shirt, you're not just staring at my breasts, that the lies coming out of your mouth aren't what's giving me indigestion. Tell me that the sun and the stars are an atom, and tell me that this shit that I'm living isn't just the result of a man named Adam or Eve. I find it hard to believe that this curse is destiny. Oh. Life is making a mess of me and I'm willing myself to survive, but why? Only to say that I've lived? To buy a collection of matter, to try to forgive, to try to find love, to open my mind, to claim to be woke, only to be blind. Help me! Help me! Help me, help me. Help me understand. Tell me about it. Thank you.
Keep that round of applause going for Phoenix Jolette. Judges, for the last time tonight, we'll give you a score.
Get it right. I'll look at you in the back. Second round.
Bitch, I know you're lying.
Hey, that's Beyonce. Hold up.
Is this the one? It's the original version.
Yeah.
Yes, come on now. We're about to start off. Okay. That means I need your score. All right. Let them know how you feel. We have a low of a 7.8. Goes up to
I'm brutal, baby.
it goes up to an 8.1, an 8.7, an 8.7, and an 8.8. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Another point. Now, while I'm waiting on our total scores to be calculated, let me tell you about the other shows that happen in the Bay Area. We have the Oakland Poetry Slam every third Tuesday Wednesday online. You can check out Oakland Slam on Instagram for more information. We have the Alchemy Open Mic every first and third Saturday via Instagram Live. You can check out Rich Oak Alchemy for more information. Every Wednesday, right here at the Starry Cloud, is yours truly, the Berkeley Poetry Slam. You can check out Berkeley Slam on Instagram and Facebook for more information. We have Daydreamers Poetry every second Saturday at Medicine for Nightmares in San Francisco. We have the virtual open mic every first and third Fridays via Zoom. You can check out our Instagram page for more information. Look, we do a lot of shit. So if you go to linktree.com/richoak you can see a list of all of our upcoming events, our donation links, cool resources that you might be interested in. It's a great place to know all of the shit that we do. So I have my poets. All right. In third place, winning 40 whole American dollars. Give it up for Esperanza.
Happy Pride Month, everybody. Follow me at @Open. Covers my gas. Thank you.
Gas, like the kind in your car, not the kind in your indigestion.
That's the word of the day.
I don't get paid extra for you. In second place, winning 60 whole American dollars. Give it up for Oahu.
The album is on Amazon. The Apple thing, yeah, Apple. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'll show you how to do it.
Thanks, I'm old.
Yeah! Give it up one more time for Oahu. Don't pick up that apple. All right. That means in first place, winning 100 whole American dollars. Give it up. It's been your DJ.
Oh.
Give it up for Chardonnay.
But thank you to everyone. This is my first time winning Berkeley.
Let's go.
So that's lit and exciting. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram. It's Chardonnay Thomas. And Chardonnay is spelled like the wine, but with one N instead of two, because my mama was trying not to be too ghetto or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Give it up for Chardonnay and Ross Esperanza. Give it up for everyone in Texas State. And give it up for your teacher, Jordan Grant. For your DJ, your scorekeeper. Give it up for yourself for being here on a Wednesday night. My name is Reggie. I've been your host. This has been the Berkeley Poetry Slam. We will see you next week for the Berkeley Poetry Slam featuring Maya Williams.
Yes.
Woo! Doing shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an amazing night. We'll see you then.